Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We are about ready for the grand finals here for the Breakout Esports Masters Series. I am already joined again by Rio. And Rio, it's been a really tough day for some of these enemies, and it has been a pretty good day if you're Grief Party.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think good day for BURTS as well. Like they had a really easy match, and now I think that we are probably going to see some of the closest matches that we've seen all day. I think both teams are, either team could take it, and I think that that's just an exciting, premise that both teams are just such a big powerhouse that we are really looking at some of the top players in the entire game right here, and they're going to be going up against each other. So if there's a game to watch, game to study, game to learn from, I think you're about to see it.
Yeah, it is insane to see. And also the fact that right now, if you're BURTS, you're pretty laid back because they should have enough points, theoretically, if they've been doing the calculations at home, that they should be good, win or lose. But for Grief Party, who's just entered out the gate all the way into this grand final finish, if they win this, they're guaranteed their qual spot. And it's the same thing, right? If you're BURTS and you're maybe a bit unsure, maybe they qual, maybe they don't, depending on how the points stack up at the end, they still really want to win, at the very least, to make sure the Grief Party can't do any more griefing in the actual Masters game coming up soon. This is going to be for everything here, and I'm very excited to see what's coming up next.
Yeah, and if you're rooting for an underdog, I mean, I think that it's pretty easy to see that the underdog is Grief Party, but I think that they're about to show that they're anything but an underdog here in this next match.
Exactly. And speaking of underdogs and overdogs, performers, we have an MVP vote that you, the viewer, have the ability to control. Let's go ahead and take a look at our one-shot MVPs, and this is time to get your votes in. We're going to be putting a Twitter link into the Twitch chat, so be sure to click that as soon as you guys see it. But our one-shot MVP vote, MVP vote, wow, I can't speak, is going over here to one of these four players. So starting from No Idea, Vrake, The Light, who has been activated all day, and then over on No Name, Vlad, the Heavy that almost could do it all against the odds. Then of course on the Grief Party, it's NetX, the Insane Heavy, started on SA12, switched over to Lewis Gunn, and of course Swaco on Burt.
Yeah, honestly, all of these players have been just top tier performance today. Whoever gets the vote probably definitely deserves it. And they will be getting a nice little gift from our sponsor, One Shot. So they will be getting a gear package sent to them. So your vote does have an impact on these players.
Exactly.
My personal vote, I've just been amazed by NetX just all day. But I don't know about you, Artie. Who's your pick for MVP?
If I say it out loud, I will be kicked out of one of two Discord servers. So instead, what I will be doing is just saying that all of these players absolutely deserve the vote. And hey, the winners are going to receive some intense one-shot energy care packages. So your vote does matter. Keep an eye on the Twitter on the Twitch chat or the Twitter link that's going to be coming through so that your favorite player can get their pack of one-shot energy.
Yep, without a doubt. And honestly, after a day like today, we've been casting for several hours. I will be breaking open my package and need it. Even my wife during one of the breaks was like, "You're starting to sound hoarse. You need one of those drops." So I will be definitely taking one here, and they are a great product to have on hand, especially for casting days like this.
Absolutely. Again, a huge shout out to our title sponsor of the event, One Shot Energy, a new way to get energized from chewable energy drops to focus chews and even voice recovery drops. No matter what you need, you can use code BREAKOUT for 10% off your order. Throughout this whole event, all first place and second place players will be receiving these one-shot care packages, as well as the MVP winners that you can vote for on Twitter, like we've been talking about, the MVP vote that we just showed off. They will all receive one-shot care packages filled with goodies. So type !1shot for more information on that. Just as well, I'd like to shout out our Matcherino. Using !donate, you can go to the Matcherino and donate towards a prize pool or complete quests that can add money on behalf of the sponsors. The current prize pool for Split 1 is over $500. So this is a great way to support the finals esports scene. You don't even have to spend any money to do it. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring these events. And hey, we are getting ready to jump into that lobby for the grand finals. I am excited to see what is at stake here, starting off on Seoul.
Wow. That was unexpected. Seoul is the first map that we're going to get started on. Typically, this is pretty much banned, and we are still starting off with a ban of Monaco again. We are not seeing that at all today. I'm curious what the shift has been, because the last match, or the last tournament, we definitely did see Monaco in play quite a few times, but I guess it's dropped out of favor, and maybe these two teams are really wanting to kind of duke it out on one of the harder maps, which is definitely Seoul and Vegas. And then the decider, I'm surprised here that we're not seeing Sis Horizon. So Seoul, Las Vegas, Skyway Stadium, really great maps. Not what I was expecting, but I think that that'll help, amplify kind of what each team has to offer and bring to the plate.
100%. I mean, again, seeing Seoul for the grand finals is crazy. I do love to see that, because the fact that these teams know that there is that element of just, it could be RNG. You could just have that terrible spawn, but they want that. They want the RNG because they think that they can put it in their favor. And that kind of competitive edge at the very beginning of the game, you love to see, especially starting on Seoul, not just ending on Seoul where it could get crazy. Yeah. We're gonna start and make sure that RNG goes in our favor.
Well, and honestly, for a match like this, when the two teams, I think, are just so evenly matched, like, that RNG is going to go a long way, because this might come down to a match of RNG, who gets to take it. But it is just the starting map, and Vegas has consistently been the second map chosen today. I think there was one team that started with it first, but yeah, both maps are surprising picks, so they should have a lot of really exciting gameplay to them.
Absolutely. And it looks like we'll be getting started in just a little bit here. Again, I'm excited to see, because if we're talking Grief Party, we're talking some insane light gameplay. And not only that, but if we're talking BURTS, we're talking insane light gameplay. We're getting the HML versus HML on Seoul for the second time today, and this time it's our two best teams. This is the finals esports, and we're about to jump into it.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see if anything changes. I assume that both are going to have light, and it does look like that.
No, Vilify and Z and Sueco, they're staying. No, they're committing. I was trying to will it into existence that they're staying, that they're going to keep the light, but no. Instead, we are still seeing Vilify and Z drop the double medium. I keep trying to get them to pull it by just willing it in my head, but no, they are going to remain MMH. But hey, let's see. It's going to be that battle of sustain. It's going to be that battle of the skirmish. Let's see what's going to happen here. Will Z and Vilify be able to out-sustain the insanity?
Yeah, and we see that Grief Party is starting to go. They're closest to the vault. They do get it open. We see that BURTS is jumping around, kind of getting set up. They're a little bit of ways away, but they are going to have a good distance, and I think that they're going to try and set up for some chip damage. We see the glitch grenade going off, and they're just trying to hold their position. They are in a not great spot. They're kind of at a big impasse with all of the other teams, and they're just trying to fight to stay alive. Throws down the dome shield, holds it off, and we see that Z goes down to 1 HP. Both healers are going to get on him, trying to bring him back, and their heavy goes down. Sueco's down. Z is at half health. Vilify is being chipped away. Z is going down too.
It's just Vilify now. Is he going to be able to get the res? I don't think so. I think that team fight is going to be over, and it's Grief Party coming out on top. NA versus NA for the first time ever in the grand finals.
That was really
and some of that destruction can really damage the team, because they fell all the way through that roof, and it's such a hard distance to cover back up unless you have a zip line or a jump pad to throw back down. But at that point, you're at such a disadvantage that it just is not working out in your favor. So Grief Party really played that well, but here we see that BURTS is coming right back in with full force. They've got great traversal, moving around, and they're going to get right back to where they want to be. And zipping around, jumping on zip lines going around. They're bringing the fight back.
Oh, and there it is. Insane first fight to get things started off with. And it looks like Grief Party can't keep up with the damage output. So it's BURTS that actually gets a pretty quick, good, strong start. And again, they're going to be fighting over this hospital cash out. And wait, what is this? Carnifex still up. Going to be able to take out Vilify, at least buying some more time. But this is going to hurt for Grief Party, given the fact that they're starting off at such a disadvantage on the hospital cash out. Remember, the RNG of getting this cash out here is going to be insane, but the bridge has not been brought out yet. The God Zip is just now getting destroyed. The crane is still up. Many ways to cross this terrible funnel.
Yeah, and it's just not a funnel yet. Like, it will be here shortly, but as soon as that is funneled to one location, it just makes pushing that cash out so hard. And we see that the fighting is happening at a good distance. There is a teleporter pad put up, and they're now inside the hospital stadium. And it looks like they're just kind of NXKX is setting up. They're kind of holding back. I'm not sure why they're playing so passively, but we do see that BURTS is set up really at a high angle, and they're in a great spot to hold this first cash out.
Oh, absolutely. And that's the thing, is that this cash out is going to be so hard to push for both teams here. I mean, if for Grief Party, they are set up in a pretty good spot to take this start, but look at how BURTS is just locked in on top of the elevator. They have no way of out damaging that double medium sustain here, and even though it gets close, they have the res, they have the sustain. Grief Party, it's just gonna be net exits up, and he's gonna go out very quickly here, and it's a good start for BURTS.
Focus fire.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the time that they've spawned in, they just won't have any time left, so BURTS will take this first cash out.
Do that shit, man.
At least they should. Yeah, I don't think they're going to respawn in time.
It's just when we were playing, it was hard for them
to
to
get set up for Vault 2, and hopefully Grief Party can kind of bring this back. It does not look great for them right now.
Unless they get insane RNG for the vault spawn, it should be on the other side. Yeah, there it is. So Grief Party is in a really good spot for this. We already see the sort of shots going through, but BURTS is going to be quickly on the rotate. They're actually going to opt most likely to go off to the right side here around the building and not push directly into the vault, because B and C, no matter what, has to keep going around this side here. And look at the sustain, that double heal. It's so dumb. I love to see it. And we're seeing Grief Party get started onto the vault. They're going to be taking it over in just a moment here once it finishes proccing. But again, BURTS walking all the way around the long way is the best move here. We already see Grief Party. They see what's going to happen. They see, hey, the God Zip is still up. We got to do something about it. And it starts now as BURTS tries to get over to Ape on Grief Party pretty early here instead of waiting at the cash out.
Very split here, by the way.
Yeah, and I believe meteor showers are coming down now, so it's going to destroy the entire structure that they're holding it from. But Grief Party does have a good setup, and as long as they can play defensively, they might be able to take this cash out. We see BURTS coming in, they're going to try and blow it up from below, drop it down to the bottom floor, and they've just done that. They now have a glitch grenade. Vilify is holding it, and I think they're going to bring the fight to Grief Party, try and bring them down and then steal. They're not diving directly on the steal because they have so much time. So now we see Grief Party just trying to set up. There is the steal happening.
There it is. Yeah, BURTS is on the steal right now from the bottom. They dropped it down, and BURTS, they just take it immediately. Grief Party is just not able to get in there in time. They're trying to find some way to split. They fight on the stairs here. Good split up to the top here. MXKX throwing some barrels. Gonna not do what the barrel wanted, but at the same time, they're gonna be able to output some serious damage here. They lose NetX, they lose MXKX though. Not looking good here as BURTS just absolutely demolishes here. And the Sueco finishes off card effects. That's gonna be BURTS looking solid. And with all the damage from the bottom side as they try to bring the cash out down to all the meteors hitting up at the top, Petronel Plaza has been leveled, and Grief Party has one more opportunity to get in here.
They're up.
Yeah, honestly, that was a really close fight, and I'm sort of surprised that Grief Party wasn't able to pull it off, because they did bring it down to just one teammate on each side. But like you said, they're going to have one quick dive on it, and I don't even think that they're going to have time to do that, because we're running quickly out of time. They basically have to be on the point like right now, otherwise it's just not going to happen. There's that glitch barrel.
Oh, insane. Oh, and the stun as well. Oh, this is going to be just such a difficult thing to push into, but absolutely insane plays here from BURTS, just showing that double medium is so strong. There's a reason they're pulling that double medium heavy right now. And I mean, I just got to say, it was close, but you know, for Grief Party, this is scary because for the first time ever, Grief Party loses map 1, and now everything rides on that next map. What are they going to be able to do on Vegas? That being said, I think that the heavy medium light is a lot more viable on Vegas. So it just is going to come up to whatever happens in the next minute.
Yeah, and BURTS with that double medium, like they were able to heal on the zip line. Every encounter that they were in, they were perfectly full health, gave them all the advantage, and they were able to take down that light pretty consistently. And we are just kind of seeing BURTS have the advantage over Grief Party, and so it's the first time that we have seen Grief Party kind of struggle. And if there was a team to struggle against, it would definitely be BURTS. So hopefully they can pull it back. I'm still hoping for an upset here, but we'll just have to see what happens.
I mean, because what a storyline it would be if Grief Party, they watched the Masters Series first 3 qualifiers, and they're like, just kicking back, relaxing, sipping on that rum and coke, and then, hey, you know what? We can compete too. And then they just, on the very first time they enter the qualifiers, they go all the way to the grand finals. And if they win that, that is just going to be the most insane storyline that we've ever seen in the finals esports. So starting with this next map, is that going to be possible? Because it's going to come down to that first cash out. Who is in the upper hand? Is Grief Party in danger of getting knocked out immediately off the bat going into Vegas? Are they going to be able to stay in? Are they going to be able to get the first cash out, stay up in the running a little bit more, even if it goes up to cash out number 3? But the big question is for BURTS, if they are going to be remaining on this double heal, because this is different from BURTS. They're usually used to playing with Chickpea on the light. If they're getting really comfy on this double medium heavy, and they were already good without it before, this team might be unstoppable going into the out of the qualifiers and into the actual Masters Series event.
Yeah, well, and going back to like the upset, like if Grief Party is able to pull this off, like it just gives so much hope to all these other lower teams that haven't had the chance to kind of go up against a David and Goliath situation where we're seeing now. So if they're able to take them down, it's just so much proof that like you can take on these giants of the the pro scene and really kind of work your way in there. And that's what we want to see. We want to see new people, new players, and it keeps the formula exciting. So we're about to hop into it with Vegas starting now, and we do see the light still in play and 2 mediums as well. So pretty much what we saw last time, and let's see if we're able to see a different outcome.
Yeah, and so, with BURTS winning map 1, again, it comes down to this. If BURTS gets the next cash out, then that means that Grief Party will be 1 cash out away from getting completely knocked out to a tournament that they've done so well in. So, but if Grief Party wins this first cash out, I think that means that they're going to be able to take it all the way to map 3. I think that is going to be the case. So as we get started on this vault, we're going to jump over to BURTS to see how they're going to be dealing with the fact that Grief Party started off first, taking some damage, but they're taking a measured approach to this. You'd see that BURTS is not just playing like they've already won this.
Yeah, they just got hit with a big glitch grenade. It hit all 3 of them, so they weren't able to heal. It does look like they're making a retreat to a safer distance, and they might let Grief Party kind of take this. Yeah, both teams are set up on the rooftops. I'm curious if we'll see anybody go down because it is just so far distance. But this first vault hasn't even been opened yet.
They're coming to you, Carney.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at BURTS and what they're able to do versus Grief Party, but look at this Grief Party, they're playing as if they're double medium squad. They're just pad over. NetX goes down, MXKX to be able to pick up 1 here. The trades are coming through insanely, but as Swaco goes down from BURTS as well, doesn't matter because they've got 2 paddles. They're going to be able to res right through it. Grief Party still somehow sustaining a little bit, though BURTS has all 3 members up. It's hard to win a 3-on-2 situation for Grief Party, and we're going to see the final bits of damage going to come through here. But look, the glitch comes in clutch, and that is going to be a wipe for Vilify's team. Absolutely insane to see that come through as BURTS gets knocked.
Yeah, I think that was the first fight we've seen out of Grief Party where they really kind of held the upper hand, even with a lot of teammates going down and able to bring them back up. Pretty fun to watch. And now BURTS is in the underhand situation where they're having to chase down to the vault, and they've got a good distance of area to cover. So by the time they get over there, the vault will be a fourth of the way done. So I bet you we see something pretty aggressive from BURTS, which they can do well. They can kind of hop in there and just show their aggression. And now it's up to Grief Party if they're able to hold it.
Absolutely, especially given the fact that Sueco can just get in there and do some insane damage. But the main thing is for Grief Party is that if they can just mitigate one of those healers, they can turn the tides because they have the glitch barrels, the glitch grenades, the stun. They have so many ways to deny that double heal and that double res, and they know how to time it. So if you're BURTS, you have to keep that in mind.
He saw me.
And Vilify just jumped out to the top there, got a little bit of information, but the timer's halfway down on cash out A. No one has made a move in just yet. Grief Party waiting up on top. They have height, but it's BURTS on the bottom trying to find their way in, trying to find an entry, but they're a little bit concerned about it. Looks like BURTS is going to be jumping up to the top here. Now BURTS has the height. The question is Grief Party aware of this? I think they are. They jumped down. They swapped height to the bottom, and now they're playing the corridor. Glitch grenade going to happen on top on BURTS here. We get Carniflex doing some insane information plays here. As Vilify and Z both drop down to half HP. There's no heals in sight. They're going to lose Sueco as well. Leaves just one player. A quick wipe for BURTS. Means that Grief Party has this on lock for cash out A.
Yeah, the Grief Party's come prepared. They changed their strategy. They seem really into this one, and I think that they just made all the right moves there. They were even setting it up for gas. I didn't see it pop, but they were ready for pretty much any situation, especially when they dropped down into the pit with the other team. And I was pretty amazed at how quickly they were able to get BURTS down. So it looks like they've left the vault, and they're just getting ready for when they respawn.
Come to me, Mickey.
And they do seem like they respawn close, so both teams are going to go at it again.
Another team fight.
Yep.
And lots of damage being traded through, but it's BURTS that takes the brunt of the damage, but Grief Party loses 2 players first. This is going to be tough to recover from. There it is. The wipe going to come through on Grief Party. And BURTS remains in a stable position for now. But remember, Grief Party, they have the first one under wraps. They've got the first one under their belts right now. And so it doesn't even matter if BURTS ends up winning this one. But for BURTS, this is everything. If they have to win the next 2 if they want to close us out. If it goes to map 3, it very well might be a Grief Party W. So BURTS, look at how stable and together they are playing. Grief Party going to have to try and cut them off early, though.
Yeah, I'm curious where they're setting up because I'm wondering if they're just going to push in or if they're going to hold and let the vault get started, the cash out get started, because it does look like that's going to be the case before we see another engagement. And I think that's the smarter play to do because you do want to kind of be in a good position and not just attack them while they're moving. But here, as they go out into the open, this is the area that they will get attacked if they do. And we do see some chip damage coming down from Grief Party, but BURTS is able to kind of get away unscathed for the most part. And now we're switching over, and it does look like Vault Cash Out C is going to get started. And Grief Party is blowing holes in the roof, trying to find an opening anywhere. We see that MXKX is holding the glitch grenade, waiting for the team to come. They do have a good vantage point.
Oh, and Grief Party doing quite a bit to try and make their way in for now, but they're taking a measured approach. They are going to make sure that they know where BURTS is holding from and can pop a glitch barrel on them first and foremost. But at the same time, they're letting that timer tick a little bit. They don't want to leave enough time for BURTS to have 2 tries to retake. Instead, they're going to take this measured approach seriously. They have the room to lose 1 cash out. So you see them kind of starting to get the damage in here. BURTS is looking a little bit weary. Grief Party, they get the glitch in. It's going to land where it needs to. Sueco goes down, and Z is going to be at super low HP. Z's going to go down, and there's Vilify as well. Grief Party, so stable right now. They're going to be able to get the steal, and BURTS will only have 1 chance left.
Yeah, I think this map is definitely looking like Grief Party. This is quite a turnaround, and really what we wanted to see. This is what we have been seeing from Grief Party all day. So this is really quite a battle between the 2 teams. and I'm just loving to watch it. I'm
Who
curious if
needs
BURTS will be
coffee
able to.
when you have
Oh,
Grief
I made
Party
it out.
just ready to run
Exactly.
down a corridor?
Yeah, it really gets the adrenaline going even from just the watching it. BURTS is still taking it kind of slow going to this last cash out. I'm curious why they're not just running into it.
Yeah, and look at this. Vilify is so far behind the team. This is a good opportunity for Grief Party to just come through. They get the APS set up here. Grief Party, are they going to be ready? The
Where
steal
are they?
starts. This is a good start. But look at that. The stun comes through. The stun is going to be doing a little bit here. But as they lose one here, it's BURTS still up to the top. They really put a lot on that stun. They did buy just enough time here. But did they?
Ooh.
The one more death is going to come through. Grief Party doing enough. Is there enough time to steal? Will the steal come through? Or did Grief Party
It
close it out?
does.
It's steal. The steal for BURTS. Grief Party. They put
Aren't you gonna die
everything
there?
on that stun. But hey, remember, that could have been the end of the game, but they won the first one. So it's fine. But at the same time, if they do that again on the next one, that's it.
Yeah, and if you look at the scoreboard for both teams, they're pretty evenly matched on the amount of kills and deaths. So this is a
They probably
close
spawned on
game.
B.
BURTS definitely came in there and just saved themselves at the last second. And
They're coming from the roof.
will they be able to do that again? I don't
In
know.
front of us.
It is just insane to see this amount of just pure focus that has been coming through from both the teams.
Yeah, they're a little divided on where to go. It does look like
Stun
they're
him,
gonna cash out D. One of them gets stunned. Goes down. Vilify couldn't get away from that stun. It is so powerful, and it
All on
even has
C,
been
all on
nerfed,
C.
and it's still so impactful to get that stun off on somebody that's just a little bit away from their team, because now they have two people down, and Sueko is just doing his best to get that the vault away from the enemy team. Gonna wait for his teammates to revive, or maybe he can, revive one of himself. He gets stunned himself. He's doing everything he can, but he's pushed into a corner. Vilify comes back. Sueko's down to a quarter health.
I think for Grief Party, they just need to continue applying this pressure, because if they can get Sueko out right here and then cover the trophy, they are going to be able to just have the full team just staggered out until they get the cash out started. But look at this, BURTS is able to at least clap back a little bit, but Grief Party has so much control right now. It's crazy to see.
Yeah, which team just went down?
That's going to be BURTS. BURTS is down. So
Wow.
it's Grief Party with Carnifex and NetX doing so much. And Carnifex is, an EU light. And it's insane to see an EU light player doing this well, given that light is not that prevalent in the region. So we're seeing them get started off on Cash Out B here. The question is will BURTS cut them off? If they start this at the wrong time, it could be bad. If I were Grief Party, I would be throwing that vault away right now just in case.
I'm throwing away the money.
Great rocket onto the Grief Party. They get two people down, and is just left with Carvanex, and he's got to try and run.
There it is. He throws the vault away, and just like I said, if I'm Grief Party, I'm throwing that vault away. He did a great job at doing that. Because now BURTS comes through with the team wipe, and Grief Party has to figure out how to reset this. This is what I love about the finals. Doesn't matter if you won the first team fight, you still have work to do. You still have to move that vault all the way over. That takes time. You don't have a nice shipping distribution network set up, and a lot of teams don't take the time to get those the routes set up where you can just pass and plug. It's just not going to be something that we see a lot of these days unless a team is really focusing on building those mechanics. So because it takes so long for that vault to get plugged into the cash out, it gives time to reset. And just like that, like a cycle, now it's Grief Party coming through. And Grief Party coming in now while BURTS finally gets the vault plugged in, and Grief Party is right on top of the roof ready to strike.
Yeah, and honestly, this is such a good defensive area for BURTS to be in, because this is one of the harder vaults to push. It is easy to kind of blow it up from the bottom, but there are a lot of defensive positions, and it looks like they're holding it from the bottom, knowing that they are going to get it blown up and then taking the fight just down into the into this area. And they're all kind of set up in a corner, which I'm not sure is the best idea. They do have a door to the right that they can kind of go through if things get hairy, but they're really playing this close together like a bunch of grapes, just waiting for Grief Party to kind of push in. Time is kicking down.
There it is.
Vault
BURTS
does
drops
drop.
drops the cash out down to the bottom floor here. Grief Party looking like they're trying to find, but BURTS wraps around the side, tries to jump up and take out Grief Party, but Grief Party, they're ready to jump in, start to do a little bit of stealing. They know they need to win this team fight. APS goes down. They keep their heavy alive. They're ready. Maybe it's time to steal, but BURTS is on top now. They've swapped out where the height is. They don't have bubble. They're going for the steal here. Grief Party doing a lot with the steal. Steal's going to come through. Now BURTS in a bad spot at the moment. The glitch barrel not going to connect where it needs to here, and Grief Party backs out, can hold it from the corridor. This is a difficult steal for BURTS at the moment. Massive damage going out to Z. Massive damage going out to Sueco. Vilify needs to enter in some way, shape, or form right now. We see Grief Party holding on to the right here, and as one player goes down, it's just Sueco and Vilify on BURTS. And Vilify goes down, it's just up to Sueco. 2v1 situation here. Grief Party, they lose one but get a res in place. Are they going to be able to stay up in time? Sueco needs to do something, but as Z goes back down, it's up to Sueco here. NetX and Carnifex try to stay alive, and as NetX goes down, it's just Carnifex versus Vilify. The last two, and Vilify goes down, and it's Grief Party that manages to take the third cash out and take map 2. We are going to map 3.
Jeez, what an insane fight right at the end. That was coordinated, it was like thought out. Both teams played it really well, but Grief Party put BURTS in just a bad situation. And there was even gas there on the point that was just holding them at bay. And amazing play. You could really see that they've been in this situation before, knew how to get out of it, and knew how to just make the best of it. Just, wow.
Absolutely insane. And again, Grief Party showing us that not only can you do it with a light, you could do it with a light from EU. It is just so good to see. And remember that second cash out, they put so much pressure on getting the one stun to hit when it needed to. And unfortunately, it did not hit. So they had to go all the way to the third cash out. And on that third cash out, BURTS gambled on going outside, getting ready to drop it, and then retaking height. And that was exactly into what Grief Party wanted, because Grief Party needed an opening where they all got together so that they could get hit with an opening frag, get hit with an opening RPG. And I mean, BURTS just walked right into it, and Grief Party really, really had a good showing on that last team fight as well.
Yeah, just beyond exciting. Like, you can tell that these are the top two teams. Like, this is the matchup we've been waiting for all day, and it is delivering. Like, it is edge of my seat. I'm excited, and I think that Grief Party has a really good chance to pull this off. Can they pull off this David and Goliath story and come out on top? The unknown team coming out of nowhere and taking it all. This is what you want to see.
They just woke up and were like, yeah, time to get activated here. And I mean, for BURTS, even if they lose, there is still a chance that they get enough points, especially now that we're on map 3. There's enough chance that they get the points needed to qualify. If you check out the bracket, you can see exactly how many points they're on right now. And at the end of this game, we will actually be announcing all of the 8 teams that are going to be qualifying for the Masters event. Once we get the results from this last map, it all comes down to this next map.
Yeah, unbelievably exciting, and we are really seeing just the top tier gameplay from both teams. I don't know what to expect from this next game, but I think that we'll get it down to the third cash out, and somebody's going to be walking away with their head held high.
Yeah. In fact, if you guys are paying attention, the reason that the format that Breakout has chosen for this event is so exciting is that if you look on the points right now at the actual scoreboard, I believe it's 3 or 4 teams right now. 3 or 4 teams could be affected by whoever wins this next one. It is insane that is a possibility here, and I am absolutely loving it. So we're gonna take a look as well. There's no surprises here for the medium heavy and the heavy medium light, and Grief Party still pulling out that light while we're on this map is going to be so juicy.
Yep, it has everything that they need to succeed, and this is on Skyway Stadium, so we're you know,
No,
really
can we
great map to
rehost?
have this
Because
in.
we started,
I'm
right?
surprised that
Yes,
they
we
pulled
are.
out the
This is
shotgun
West
again,
Coast.
but it is probably.
This is West Coast.
I guess
Yeah,
we're
I'm telling you.
restarting.
We had a little bit of a crash there. One day we might have functioning custom games in the finals, but until that day, we're gonna have a quick restart. But again, kind of go back to what I was talking about before with this format. The fate of, like, if there are 3 or 4 teams watching this right now, hoping that either BURTS wins so that they can qualify, or that Grief Party wins so that they can qualify. Like, there's so much that depends on this one map right now.
Yeah, and that is what makes it exciting, because it's on the edge of your seat, and so much is going to change. People are going to go into the finals, be qualified, and I don't know. I'd love to see Grief Party kind of upset everybody.
To show up on the last qualifier, to take a spot from a team that's been competing for the last 4 altogether, and then just absolutely, if they shatter it at the Masters event, then I'm super happy. Even if they don't do well at the Masters event, it's still going to be something fun to watch. And so as we get ready to set back up, remember, Skyway Stadium, there's tons of different opportunities for that light player to get activated depending on what kind of map we get. Now, it didn't matter what the map format was in the last one, but coming into this next one, are we going to be seeing up, down, left, right? Are we going to be seeing high rise? Depending on what we get, we could see either a benefit or a deficit for one of these teams, just depending on what version of Skyway Stadium we're going to be looking at.
Yeah, and after the restart, I mean, we might even get vanilla. Either way, it's going to be just a perfect final match for both of these teams.
So, I see. So the reason that we reset the lobby there was because when you set up for NA games, it gives you a random server, and because we have players that are playing from the east, from Europe, we need to get East Coast servers. And the random server gave us West Coast. So that's why we did a little bit of a restart. But now we're ready to jump back in. It looks like we're on the up, down, left, right version, which is my favorite version. Best way to end the day right now. And as we get ready to watch Grief Party run with the light player all the way out the gate, we're going to be seeing BURTS get started off on a strong run out. But it's Grief Party that I believe has the upper hand when it comes to the spawn. No, it's BURTS. BURTS is closer.
Yeah, Grief Party has a long distance away before they're even there, so BURTS is going to get this started and probably get set up. Not the best position for Grief Party, but I'm sure that they'll be able to come in and smash through their defenses and just get in there at least.
Absolutely. We are going to be checking out this first vault going the way of BURTS. But the question for Grief Party is, how do they set this up? If Carnifex is going to be using the portal, well, we can just easily set up a portal between A and B. Doesn't matter where they push, we just teleport either way. However, we see the Grief Party is at least going to be doing some chip damage while they try and force it to go over towards A. A little bit of subtle brain play to try and get it to go to A. And the question is the portal ready for this?
Yeah, and A is a really good spot. Yeah, A is a good spot for BURTS to set up at. You know, it can be dropped down. It is in that suspended structure, but it does provide a little bit of a fortress that Grief Party has to push into. But they're immediately on point. I believe an RPG or a grenade went off.
Yeah,
last
on
time
our
it
path,
won.
on our path.
So it's only one structure above.
One medium is off HP
And we
already.
see that Grief Party is kind of dealing quite a lot of damage to BURTS here, and they are almost controlling this platform.
Oh, and BURTS. BURTS is on super low HP. They lose one player here, but Grief Party down to just MXKX here. Is he going to be able to get the res? He's not, and BURTS manages to sustain just long enough. Grief Party could not find a good entry there. I don't believe that the stun came through. I don't know if Carnifex is running portals or if they just didn't get a chance to use them. But again, you really want to get the most out of your utility as a light, because that's where you provide the most. And for BURTS, when they're on that suspended structure, they have such a good opportunity. However, here's where things get crazy, because look at where the cash out ended up. Fell all the way off the structure into the corridor. This is good for Grief Party.
Yeah, and you could see kind of the panic on Grief Party as they try to revive their teammate. And that's the downside of running only one medium, is you only have one pair of defense units. And they're in a great spot right now. Gets dropped.
Oh, but
onto
the pad,
a bounce pad.
They had a pad ready for it to go. This is so crazy. Carnifex gets taken out. MXKX gets taken out. And this is exactly what BURTS wanted to happen. This is 5D chess. Okay, let me break this down for you, chat, because I don't know if anyone's keeping up with me here. So what happened was that Grief Party pushed BURTS
Up, down, left,
to
right.
try and get the vault into cash out A. They wanted cash out A because they could drop it from the suspended structure into the corridors. Then it drops at the corridors. They lose the first team fight. Whatever. They're ready. It's corridors now. BURTS calls this. They know what's going to happen. They know that they're playing for the drop. Grief Party knows that BURTS knows that they're playing for the drop. And what happens is when that drop comes down, BURTS already had a bounce pad waiting for it in the floor below that nobody had checked, because who is going to check for that? And Grief Party, who thought that they had the upper hand, lost the upper hand because BURTS is insanely huge-brained.
Yeah, it just threw them into a panic. You could tell that they just weren't expecting it. Like, hey, we have this, we're stealing it. It's now bouncing everywhere. And it just forced them to kind of spread out, and they just went down one after one right after that. So it's just amazing. Big brain move from BURTS.
It's that Grief Party thought they were playing 4D chess, but BURTS is playing 5D checkers.
Yeah. Pure insanity. And we see now BURTS is getting set up for the next vault. We even see two emotes come out. Ooh, they're feeling good. They know what they've just done, and let's see if they can do it again. Because they only need one more vault to cash out, and they take this.
Absolutely insane. It is wild, but we're going to check this out with Grief Party, because Grief Party looks like they might have a little bit more control than they're letting out, though. But as BURTS starts to a pretty rough start there, they come out on top, given the fact that Grief Party could not keep up with the damage. And Sueco just immediately takes out NetX. Carnifex still going to be up there, and Carnifex is going to wait for the team to go ahead and coin back in. But I believe that from what we're hearing, it's going to be moving platform. This is insane.
And it is so hard to retake. It's hard to defend, but it's hard to retake from this moving platform. A, because it moves, and you have to constantly kind of figure out where the trajectory is going to go. And then B, they can do this. They
Grief
hop
Party
away
starts
from
off strong there. They get glitched, but they're going to recover from it a little bit here. MXKX on half HP as they start through, but it's Vilify that almost goes down to the bottom before having to get healed up. Sueco trying to find an entry. Vilify goes down. They're going to push that. This is where you enter. They need to prevent the res from coming through, but the res is already happening up at the top. On the bottom, there it is. MXKX drops down to the top. Carnifex not able to find an opportunity to do damage, and Vilify goes out. Z goes out. Vilify somehow still standing. Very little HP, but there's Vilify. He's going to go out at the very end. Now just one player left at Sueco. Where is the heavy going to be playing from? Who is going to be going for the steal? They need Carnifex to go for the steal right now while they try to find the heavy. There's the heavy. Sueco goes out. BURTS is down. Grief Party has control of the moving platform.
Yeah. Wow, what a fight that was. That was just insanity. And I'm amazed that Grief Party was able to kind of swoop back in and catch them off guard. And now they're getting the steal, and I bet you that they are able to take this cash out.
This is and they dropped it. Okay, good. They wanted to drop it so it's easier for them to keep it in the open, and this is the best place for it to drop. This means that Grief Party is in the best position that they could be, especially given the fact that this gives Carnifex so many openings to go in as Invis and grab that perfect timed stun. But we're gonna see NetX and MXKX holding up on the roof down. MXKX drops off the side here, tries to get NetX to come with him so he can get the heal. NetX is going to be able to come through. Now it's BURTS trying to enter. They're on the point. They're going for the steal here. Where's Carnifex? Is he going to be in a spot?
Ooh,
no, it doesn't
down.
matter. Z goes down. They go for the res. The Viv is not going to come through in time. Carnifex on the side doing some damage. We are going to be seeing Vilify saying if he could go for the steal, but he goes down. It looks like Grief Party takes it. That is going to be insanity for the second cash out. And like we said, folks, for the grand finals, we're going all the way to map 3, all the way to cash out 3.
I think me and you could have beamed Sueco.
That's what you love to see. Grief Party is not giving up. They just know that they can take charge. And I think that this last vault is really going to show who has it. Because, boy, this is just so close. I can't get over how evenly matched these teams are. If I can see the score, I have a feeling that the amount of kills is basically identical. Really some heavy plays coming in from both sides.
They're close.
On 3 already. They're gonna
Check this out, given the fact that Grief Party is just holding up so strong. Even if BURTS retains control of the vault and they get the ability to call where they are jumping out to, I think Grief Party is going to be faster on the climb. C and D are in positions that work better for Grief Party with the light player. And so even if BURTS gets it started, if Grief Party can intercept before they're able to get set up the way they want to, then this is going to be super good. BURTS throws the vault out to try to get Grief Party to go and start it, but Grief Party's not going to fall for it. They instead know that they need to hit the team fight from the correct angle.
Outside.
Great damage from MXKX. He's getting healed up by his teammate, but boy, they're just getting some great chip damage. Oh, he goes down. Second teammate goes down on Grief Party.
BURTS is going to actually be taking the upper hand here. And they're going back to C. Okay, it is closer to D, but they are committing to the C play here. Grief Party, it is going to be Carnifex on the crane. Oh, this is crazy. They know that he's on the crane. BURTS going to be pushing that to challenge. Carnifex has to drop off the side here. Now trying to find solace somewhere while Sueco comes through, trying to go for the hunt. MXKX and NetX, they're back. And there we go.
Honestly, this cash out is such a hard one to get into. It's in like a walled off area. And so they have a lot that they're uphill battle for. Grief Party.
Going now.
Yeah, Carnifex is going to have to try and find a good skirmish angle. You can see he's already in there, in the tunnels. BURTS loses one. Z goes down. They're going to try to get the res. They get the res off, but the question is, can they get it? Everything else canceled in time. And there it is. Grief Party loses one, but BURTS loses one as well. It's going to be all the way down to this as NetX taking a ton of damage. MXKX, 1 HP, and it's going to be one final player here. Vilify gets the res on the Sueco, gets the res on the Z. BURTS full sustain as they retain control. It comes down to one last team fight. Grief Party has one chance left.
Yeah, and that res for BURTS just saved them because they were down to one team, one player, and the res brought them back, and just not having that half health just swayed the balance of the fight. So they did have a good spawn, and they're spawning close. And we're going to see a good fight here right now. As Grief Party runs in, they have that zap barrel, and yeah, getting set up, they blow it down. And on the jump pad again.
BURTS is waiting for it. BURTS is on the underside. And there we go. NetX going to be the first person to drop here. Bad for Grief Party, good for BURTS. BURTS is all glitched. There's no heals. The Grief Party can't capitalize on it at the moment. Sueco gets the res here. We're going to be seeing as Vilify tries to stay up. Sueco protecting as much as he can as Z and Vilify res each other up. And Grief Party going to go out. That's going to be the end of the game. That's going to be the end of the grand finals as Grief Party, from absolutely out of nowhere, almost comes up to the top, but it was BURTS. It had to be BURTS coming through to take the victory, and with the peace sign to sign it off there. Absolutely insane games all the way through and through today, because even though Grief Party had their gauntlet run all the way through the bottom bracket to bring it here, just wasn't enough. And BURTS absolutely clutched it up at the end there. Map 3, cash out 3.
That was insanity. And BURTS definitely did show that they are a force to reckon with. I think that Grief Party does as well, but they just couldn't get it in the end. They really tried. That last fight, the last two fights, honestly, were just on the edge of your seat. Just what's going to happen? Who's going to go down? Who's going to go up? And you almost can't tell until the dust settles. Like who is on top? And it sadly or happily was BURTS. They definitely held their title. And yeah, Grief Party gave them a great show.
I couldn't even track my words there because Sueco popped his shield up at the perfect time to save Vilify from a singular bullet while Z gets rezzed, and then Z gets up, and of course as that shield goes down because he has to take some shots, then it's Z's turn to res Vilify, and that double sustain, the double medium heavy just goes so hard. And guys, I want you to know that even though the grand finals are over, you need to stay here. Do not go anywhere because we are about to drop the names of all 8 teams that have qualified for our Masters Series event, as well as announcing the winner of the one-shot MVP. So don't go anywhere now. We have our calculators running in the background.